Slope of a line. Welcome to this video where I will go over some challenge questions. For example, you have this question, so this is problem 1 about the slope. You have a line where you're going to find the slope using the line. This is problem 2. This is another line, but you have to understand that sometimes the line will be increasing line or decreasing line. We'll see in a few minutes. That again is to find the slope. Here, problem 3 is to find the slope, but they give you 2 points. So probably you're gonna use a formula, so the slope formula, to find the slope. Same thing here, we have a 2 points to use the slope formula, but the reason we have these 2 questions that, okay, there will be a care of sign, so plus and minus, in this calculation. Again, we'll see in a few seconds. This problem 5 will give an equation of a line, and using that equation, you're going to find the slope. Okay. Another question again, when you have equation of a line, you're going to use this to find the slope. But you're going to see that, the way we have this equation is a little bit different from this one. Again, in a few seconds, we'll see. And here, the last problem is another type of equation, and you're going to find the slope. So let's go back to problem 1. So when they give you a line and ask you to find the slope, know that you're going to use rise over run formula. So remember, there is a formula, say m, which is the variable or the letter we use for slope. This is equal to rise, okay, divided by run. So how to understand rise over run? You have this line, right? You're going to find the slope. You have 4 choices. I can help you like this. We can use a method by elimination, so that will help us to increase our chance to get the correct answer. This is a line going down. This is a line going down, so the line is decreasing. Yeah, how will you know that a line is decreasing? So you check from left to right. Always, if you have a graph and you want to know if the graph is going down or is going up, check from left to right. Okay, so if you see that, let's say this line, okay, from left to graph, to left, right, the graph is going from the top side to downside of the horizontal line. That means it's going down. Let's explain it, using different way. So suppose you are here at this level or at this position, you're going to see that the graph is above you because the graph doesn't have a limit, it's continuous. So the graph is above you. So if you are somewhere here on the right side, now the graph is below you. So that means the graph is going down. Okay, the graph is going down. So that is a way you could recognize if the graph is going down. Okay, so because the graph is going down, there is a rule saying that every time you see a graph going down or a graph decreasing, that means what? The slope of that line is negative. Therefore, A and the B probably will be the correct answer. C and the D cannot, be the correct answer. So right away, I know that C and the D are out based on this graph. Okay, now let's go directly to, the way we're gonna find rise over run. So we're gonna figure out 2 points on the line. We're gonna find 2 points on the line, but make sure you find, the correct points on the line, which is gonna help you to use this rise over run to get the correct answer. So the 2 points here will be, 1 point will be here where we have the 4, and another point is here. Remember, in this coordinate, XY coordinate, we have a small square. So when you're gonna pick your point, make sure the point is on the corner of each small square. That's the reason I choose the point where I have the two yellow sign. Okay, now what do we do? You're gonna move from one point to the second point. So you are free to move from top down or bottom up. Okay, but the rule is this: when you are moving, you have to move down or up before left or right. And every time it's down is negative value, up positive value, left gonna be negative value, and the right is gonna be positive value. So for that, let's use the cursor of my mouse. So if I'm on 4, rise here means okay, I will move vertically. So I'm gonna move down to reach the same level of the second point. So from here, I will move 1, so 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit. So I move vertically 4 unit down. And that 4 unit down means what? Negative 4. Let's write it down. So negative 4 divided by, okay, so when you are down 4 units and we reach the same level for this second point, now you move to the right. You cannot move to the left. Why? Because the point is not on the left side. So you move to the right side 1 unit. And because it's the right one, that will be what? Positive 1. Okay, that's it. So we have the slope as negative 4 divided by positive 1. And the negative divided by positive is negative. Therefore, the correct choice here is choice B. Okay, yeah. We're going to get the same answer if someone decided to move from this second point and going up. So let's check that. So if I'm here and I want to read the second point, again, the rule is to go up and down, which is vertically. And here I have to be up because my second point is up. So I go up 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit. Okay, when you reach the same level of the point, you stop. So that's a 4 unit up. And that 4 unit up means what? Positive 4. So let's put here positive 4. Okay, divided by, now because we are up 4 units and we reach this level, now we go to the left side 1 unit. Okay, and the left one means negative 1. So I have positive 4 divided by negative 1, and the positive divided by negative is negative. Therefore, we have the same answer, which is negative 4. Okay, let's see problem 2, which is similar to this one. So here, you can check, by make a pause to see if you can get the correct answer. But I can tell you that this graph here is increasing. The graph is going up. Again, how to check? Like I said it before, okay, you can assume that this is you here, okay, and you are moving to the right side from here. Okay, so on the start position, the graph is below you because this graph is keep going down. So the graph is below you. Now on the right side, the graph is above you. Okay, so below and now up above, that means what? Is increasing. Before, if you remember, here it was above you, and at the end is below you. That's why we say is decreasing. So above, below, decreasing. But below, above is increasing. And every time a graph or a line is increasing, the slope is what? Positive. That means what? So A and the B are not the best choice, are not. So probably going to be C or D. Okay, So again, we will do the same rise over run we used before. So we're going to figure out 2 points on the graph. For that, I can choose 1 point here, okay, and another point here. Remember, to figure out the point, to take the point, make sure that where you have the point on the line is one of the corners for the small square. So again, if you use rise over run, so suppose I'm here at the bottom point, I'm here, and I want to reach the other point on top, we need to go vertically. So I need to go up. So 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 unit. So up 5 means what? Positive 5. And after that, I go to the right side. 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit. Okay, so right is also positive. That means what? I'm gonna have the slope as positive 5 because I go up 5 units, and the positive 3 down in the bottom because I go to the right 3 units. So I have a 5 over 3, and the best choice here is D, 5 over 3. Okay, let's continue. Problem 3. So in this time, they don't give a graph. It's just 2 points. And yes, we can also find the slope of a line using 2 points. For that, we need a formula. It's not anymore rise over run, but the formula is that. Let's write it down. We're going to have m. That's the variable we use for the slope. M is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay, what do they mean by y2, y1, x2, x1? That's the coordinates of the point. That's the values of the point. So the first point, they say 3, 4. Okay, write it down. 3, 4. You have a 3, 4. And the second point, we have a negative 6, 10. Okay, so what you have to understand is this. Because the first point is 3, 4, we're going to call that first point x1, y1. So x means the x coordinate or the first value in the parentheses. Y is the y coordinate or the second value in the parentheses. So for the second point, we're going to use x and the y, but it's going to be 2, 2. So x2, y2. So we use this notation just to make the difference between the values. Okay, the rest is just to plug in. And the plugin means what? We're going to replace y2 by its value, which is here 10 minus y1. Y1 is 4. Okay. Divided by x2. X2 here is negative 6 minus x1. X1 is 3. And then the rest is to do the calculation. So if you have 10 minus 4 on top, that gives you positive 6 divided by negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. Negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. Now, if you have a 6 divided by negative 9, there is no choice over there like that. That means what? You have to reduce that number. So that fraction 6 divided by negative 9, we're going to reduce it. And to reduce it means we're going to divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So we can use 3. We can divide 6 by 3 and at the same time negative 9 by 3. So if we divide 6 by 3, that gives you 2. We divide negative 9 by 3, give you negative 3. So 2 divided by negative 3 is same as negative 2 divided by 3. Yeah. Okay. Therefore, you're going to see that the correct choice here is choice number 3. negative 2 over 3. Okay, let's continue. Example 4, which is similar to problem 3, but here is tricky. So let's see what's going to happen. If we use the same formula, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, we're going to have the slope as m is equal to, okay, y2 minus y1 x2 minus x1. Okay, so y2 is the y value of the second point. So let's highlight this is negative 4. So this negative 4 represents y2. That is the second value of the second point. So I write it negative 4 minus, okay, we need now y1, and the y1 is this value here, 1. So that's the second value of the first point. So minus 1, okay, divided by, that's the trick part, x2. What is x2? x2, let's highlight, okay, is this 4 here. That's the x value of the second point. So I'm going to have 4 minus, okay, remember, let's highlight because it's very important. This minus here and this one, what, are from the formula, because the formula says take y2 minus y1, take x2 minus x1. Okay, so we have x2 minus, now we need x1. Look, x1 is a negative value, is negative 6. But in the formula, we also have a negative sign here. So we're going to have a negative sign twice. One from the formula and the other one from the value itself. So we're going to have 4 minus negative 6. So let's put that negative 6 in the parentheses. Why? Because I'm having two negative signs. Okay, now almost done. We're going to have on top negative 4 minus 1, which is negative 5. Yes. And the bottom, you have a 4 minus negative 6. Yes. Remember, if you have a 2 negative sign like that, that will turn to a positive. Yes, that's something you can see in previous video. So you're going to have a 4 plus 6, because 4 minus negative 6 will change to 4 plus 6. This is different from the one we did before, like negative 6 minus 3. So negative 6 minus 3 is different because we don't have the two negative signs together like here when we have it 4 minus negative 6. Yeah. So 4 minus negative 6 is 4 plus 6, which is 10. So we have a negative 5 over 10. Okay, and if you check the four choices, there is no answer as negative 5 over 10. That means what? You have to reduce your answer to get the correct one in the four choices. How to reduce negative 5 over 10? So again, we're going to use the number where we see that we can find that number into 5 and also in 10. So that number here will be 5. So we take a negative 5 divided by 5. That gives you negative 1. Okay, over the same thing, we take a 10 divided by the same 5, and that gives you 2. So we get negative 1 over 2. The correct choice here is choice 3. Negative 1 over 2. Okay, let's go back to see this. Okay, this is negative 2 over 3. That here is a negative 1 over 2. Okay, we continue. Problem 5. This is another type again of what do you call it? Question to solve for a slope. Here they give you equation. So what you have here, we call it equation. This is equation because they say something is equal to something. So 10x plus 5y minus 15 is equal to 0. And they ask you to find the slope. So A quick review. A quick review. To find the slope, when they give you an equation, like in this case, try to rewrite, okay? Rewrite the equation. So rewrite, okay, the equation. Rewrite the equation, okay, as what? Y is equal to mx plus b. Y is equal to mx plus b, and you call this form slope intercept form. And that m, which is the variable or the letter we use for the slope, is that number you will see in front of the x. They call it the coefficient of x. But again, before you find that coefficient of x, you have to make sure you have this form y is equal to mx plus b, which is not the case here. Which is not the case here. You see, in the four choices, they use the 10. Yeah, that was the first one. They say slope equals 10 because they know that some people, they learn that, oh, the coefficient of x is that slope. Okay, so they will check here, oh, what is that coefficient of x? What is the number, you see in front of f, and they will say, oh, okay, that's 10. And they're going to jump to A to say the best choice is A, which is wrong. Which is wrong. Because what? Because it's not the form y equals to mx plus b. Before you choose that value in front of x to say that is the slope, you have to make sure you have this form y is equal to mx plus b. You're going to see y is equal to something, which is not the case here because we don't have that y alone. So we're going to solve for y. We need to get y alone to get that form y equals mx plus b. For that, because we need to solve for y, we're going to subtract 10x on both sides. So we're going to say here minus 10x minus 10x. Okay, so you'll see that you're going to have 5y, okay, minus 15 is equal to negative 10x. The goal is to solve for y, is to get the y alone. So we're going to continue. The next thing to do here is to add 15. Add 15. Okay, so we're going to have a 5y is equal to negative 10x plus 15. Please don't say negative 10x plus 15 is a positive 5 or whatever. No, don't combine negative 10x and the positive 15. Why? Because they are not like terms. Yeah. So negative 10x is different from a positive 15. They don't have an xx. If they have an xx, you can combine it. Okay, almost done. So to get the y alone, because the goal is to get the y alone without the 5. So to get that y alone, what we'll do is to divide everything here by what? 5, 5, 5. Therefore, we're going to have y alone is equal to, because 5 divided by 5 bottom, cancel out, we have y alone is equal to, so we have a negative 10x divided by 5. So we'll do the division between negative 10 and the 5. And negative 10 and the 5 give you what? Negative 2. So we're going to have y is equal to negative 2, okay, with the x. And the other side, we have positive 15 and positive 5 bottom. So 15 divided by 5 is what? 3. So which is positive 3. Okay, so this y is equal to negative 2x plus 3 is the form y equals mx plus b. And in that, you're going to see m is the negative 2. So this coefficient, this number, you see, this number. So this is telling you that the slope is negative 2. So twice b. See, twice b. Okay, let's continue. We have a similar question. So we have a 3x minus 4y is equal to 5. So again, actually to find the slope, we need to rewrite the equation. Every time you have an equation, if it's not in the form y equals mx plus b, you have to rewrite in that form. So for that, if I take 3x minus 4y is equal to 5, and I want to solve for y because I want to get y alone because before I check what is the value of the slope. So I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides. Okay, so this is going to cancel out because positive 3x and negative 3x gone. So what left? We have negative 4y, okay, is equal to, okay, here we have a, that's something important. We have a 5 and we also have a negative 3x. Remember, we are looking for this from y equals mx plus b. So what I will do is that I will write the negative 3x before the positive 5. Know that 5 alone like that means positive 5. And the reason I write the negative 3x before the 5 because I'm looking for that expression when I'm going to have something x before something without x. Okay, yeah. Okay, so we're going to have this now divided by negative 4. Why I divided by negative 4? I divide everything here by negative 4 by negative 4. Yes, that's the equation. So we divide by negative 4 because we need that y alone. We need the y alone without the negative 4. So the negative 4 and the negative 4 bottom here gonna cancel out. We're gonna have a y alone is equal to negative 3, okay, over negative 4x plus 5 over negative 4. What we need is just this part because we are looking for the slope, right? We just this part. What is that number we have in front of the x? Is negative 3 over negative 4. So if I want to rewrite this, I can do that on top because I need space. Okay, so we're gonna have y is equal to, okay, negative 3 over negative 4 will be 3 over 4. Why? Because negative divided by negative is positive with the x, okay, minus 5 over 4. So why minus 5 over 4? Because positive and negative, so this positive and negative change it to negative. But anyway, what we are looking for is this fraction here, this number, 3 over 4, which is the slope. Therefore, the best choice is C, 3 over 4. 3 over 4. Yet it's very important to do all of this because we need that form y equals mx plus b before we get the slope, which is that number, the x. Okay, the last problem of this video, problem 7, is what is the slope of the line y equals, it's like a y equals negative 2 over 3 x plus nothing. But again, it's fine because this is telling you that you have a y is equal to the negative 2 over 3 with the x plus 0. Yeah, it's like a plus 0 plus nothing, you see. But we don't need to write all of this because what we need is already here. It's already here. So the slope is negative 2 over 3, which is what? Choice A, negative 2 over 3. Yeah, you're gonna ask me why we didn't do all these steps we got before, and we just write the slope here as a negative 2 over 3. And the answer to that question that in this equation they already solved for y. We have the y alone. We have the y alone, but in the previous questions we don't have a y alone. The reason we solve for that y. So if you have a y alone equals something, The slope is just that number you see, in front of the x. Okay, so feel free, to leave any comments about the video. If there is any part, okay, you don't understand it, yes, I will be more than happy to again explain it in another video. Thank you.